Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I would like to share my top 5 favorite places I've ever traveled to. Now, I have been to 18 countries, and I love traveling abroad. It's my favorite thing to do, is traveling abroad. And I'm not doing this vlog to brag, because that is one of my pet peeves, is people bragging about all the places they've been. But I'm doing this vlog because I want other people to get excited about other cultures, and to travel a lot. I am passionate about other cultures. I love getting to know other languages, experiencing other languages, experiencing other foods, other cultures, other religions, other ideas. And so I'm hoping to just plant this in your head that you could possibly go to these top 5 places. And first of all, my first favorite place I've ever been is the Great Rift Valley of East Africa in Kenya. I lived for a year and a half in Kenya because my parents worked at a hospital there in the Rift Valley in a small village called Tenwek. And the Rift Valley is incredibly beautiful. The climate is perfect because it's not too hot, not too cold. And my experience with the Rift Valley is a very sensual place. I love the smells. The smells is like burning wood because that's their fuel in the Rift Valley. And the food, a lot of it's gimiat, a cornmeal. And it's really an acquired taste. It's not that good, but once you've had it, and you'll like it. Okay, and that's one of my experiences with Rift Valley is eating ugali or gimiat, and just this clouds, the sky and the clouds in the Rift Valley is amazing. It's the most beautiful sky I've ever experienced is in the Rift Valley. And what's especially beautiful about the Rift Valley is the people. Now at Tenwek, in the Rift Valley, the village we were at, we were among the Kipsigis people, mostly the Kipsigis, and then some of the Kikuyu people, and they are so beautiful. Kenyans in general are the sweetest people you'll ever meet. Kenyans are the friendliest people I've ever met of all the 18 countries I've been. Kenyans, they have profoundly beautiful smiles, and they're very loving, they're very genuinely loving, and they love to talk. That is my experience of Kenya. So I love Africa, so that's my first favorite place, is the Rift Valley in East Africa. My second favorite place, I've been to the Middle East 4 times because I've got my undergrad in Middle East Studies. And so the next 2 places are in the Middle East. So second is Jerusalem. I love Jerusalem because of the history. Jerusalem is just saturated with history and a mesh of all cultures. Like the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, a variety of ethnic groups in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, I just love the history there. And one thing I loved about Jerusalem was exploring all the alleyways. Like in the middle of the night, this is what I love to do. In the middle of the night, in the old city, within the walled city of Old Jerusalem, is exploring all the alleyways and just getting lost. Everywhere I go, everywhere I travel, I intentionally get lost. Because, for one thing, that's the best way to learn the language, is because you're lost. You intentionally get lost, and it's you have to learn the language. And that's a great way to just explore. And I just love getting lost anywhere I go. So, but the old city of Jerusalem, I love Jerusalem. And I love Israel and Palestine in general. And the second place in the Middle East is Damascus, Syria. Of all the places, of all the 18 countries I've been, the one place I want to live long term is Syria. I love the Syrian people. The Syrian girls are incredibly hot. That's one thing about Syria that I liked. And I love economically. It's mildly a socialist economy, and so that's expressed in I experienced very little poverty in Syria compared to when I was in Egypt. And so the women are beautiful in Syria, and I love how Muslims and Christians get along. At least that's what it was like when I was there 10 years ago in Damascus, in Syria. And I'm really grieved about what's happening in Syria now with the whole civil war and all that. But love Damascus, again because of the history there. And in general, I love the Mediterranean. I love the Mediterranean climate. And Damascus, and both Jerusalem and Damascus express that Mediterranean climate. I just love the foods, love the history, love the people of Damascus, and I love speaking in Arabic, even though I'm really bad at it. So wherever I go, I love learning the language. So I loved just practicing my Arabic when I was in Damascus. So that's the third place. The fourth place is this is the most beautiful place I've ever been. This is Mount Denali National Park in Alaska. Like in general, entire Alaska is the most beautiful place I've ever traveled to. Alaska is pristine. It's the only place I've ever been to where nature controls man instead of vice versa, where man has gained control over Mother Earth. Alaska is the only place I've ever been to where it seems like Mother Earth is still in control of humanity. So I loved the wilderness in Alaska. I loved experiencing the wilderness there. Just Mount Denali. My dad and I went on a Cessna plane, just almost right up to the slopes of Mount McKinley or Mount Denali. Mount Denali National Park, which is profoundly beautiful, and just love the wildlife there, seeing them. The bear there, the bald eagles, and all kinds of caribou. And so, Denali National Park, fourth favorite place, and the most beautiful place in the world. And I guess the fifth place, I will say, is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. I love snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef because it's so exotic. And the Great Barrier Reef is so beautiful. So that's my fifth favorite place, is the Great Barrier Reef. Very beautiful. But I also love Turkey in general. It's hard to list all the places in Turkey, so I didn't list Turkey. But Turkey is very beautiful. Turkish is a very easy language and a beautiful language, a lot more beautiful than Arabic. So in general, I love Turkey, and Turkish girls are really hot too. So love Turkey. So that's all. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.